Hello again, and welcome back to another video where I sit and chat with you about my life and experiences as a first-time mom. Today I wanted to talk about my experience in labor and delivery of my sweet baby Romy, so let's go ahead and get into it. When I was pregnant, all I did was think about baby girl. I thought about her with excitement and fear and just everything that you would expect from a first-time mom. I thought about, what is she gonna look like? What is she gonna be like? What is her personality gonna be like? How am I gonna parent her? What tactics will I use? I never once thought about the birth, how she was gonna get here. I just never thought about it. I never went to a Lamaze class. I never took a birthing class. The main reason why I never thought about it is because I actually had some experience in labor and delivery. When I was in college, I volunteered at a hospital and I was allowed to assist. These experiences gave me a false sense of security that I knew everything there was to know. And I thought, I've seen it a million times. It's the most natural thing in the world. I got this. Cut to me, 29 years old, 39 weeks pregnant, and I never even thought about the delivery. Honestly, I think I was too scared to think about it. The anxiety of something going wrong was just too much for me to bear. My due date was on December 21st, which was a Saturday that year, and my doctor kept telling me first-time moms hardly ever give birth on their due date. They're always usually pretty late, and that they would have to induce me if I went a week past my due date. Anything after that, I would have to sign a release form stating that I was going against their medical advice. You add all of this information that my doctor was feeding me to the fact that I was way too scared to even think about giving birth, that it leads me to giving in to my procrastination and never packing a hospital bag. I just kept putting it off because I thought that I had plenty of time to prepare for baby. On December 18th, 2019, a glorious Wednesday morning, I woke up with a little bit of tightness in my belly. I had been having this tightness for a few days. It was nothing out of the ordinary, nothing serious, really nothing to alert me that it was gonna be that day. At 7 a.m. I went to work, and at 8 a.m. I started to feel just like period cramps. It wasn't any better or worse. I was talking to one of my coworkers, a friend. She said, yeah, you sometimes get these contractions for days leading up to the birth. They come and go. She had 2 babies, so I was like, she knows what she's talking about. I convinced myself that that's what I was experiencing, and I went about my day. At noon, I went on my lunch break and I called my husband just like any other day. I told him that I was having really bad cramps, that my friend had told me that it was okay, that they were probably just practice. I'm in real pain when I say this to my husband, okay? And he tells me, okay, just call me if things get worse or if anything happens. We might be having the baby today. I said, I am not having a baby today. She's due the 21st. So I finished my microwavable dinner and at 1 p.m. I went back to work. I was usually really busy in the afternoons, so I thought it would help offset the practice pain that I was feeling. I was still denying that I was in actual labor. At 2 p.m. I had to start counting my contractions because I was in so much pain, nothing like I had ever felt before. My contractions at this point were about 8 to 10 minutes apart. At 3 p.m. my contractions were 6 to 8 minutes apart, again inconsistently, but the pain was so unbearable I couldn't even hold a conversation. At this point, there was no denying that I was in labor, so I called my husband and I asked him to pick me up. My poor husband arrived at 3:30 and I demanded that he take me home. I had to shower, I had to pack my hospital bag, and altogether I just had to prepare to have a baby that day because I just was so unprepared. My husband, seeing the pain that I was in, bless him, took an executive decision and took me straight to the hospital. We get there around 4-ish maybe, and I have to be wheeled in. It takes them about 30 minutes for some reason to check me in, and I'm like, I'm in labor. Can you please help me? So they finally triage me, and I immediately tell the nurse, to hell with my birthing plan. Give me all the drugs, please. I was 4 centimeters dilated when I was in triage, and so they wheeled me into my delivery room, where again, I asked the nurses for drugs. I cannot bear the pain. It is so painful. They kind of ignore me and they check me again, and I'm 6 centimeters dilated. Anesthesiologist, nowhere to be seen. A bit later, I get checked again, and I'm now 8 centimeters dilated, and my water hasn't broken yet. The nurses tell me that it'll be a while before the anesthesiologist can get to me and ask me, could you sit still for an epidural? Yeah, I can't even hold still for this conversation. I couldn't hold still for Jesus right now. So it looks like, even though I didn't want to, I was going to end up sticking to my original birth plan, which was no drugs. At about 9 centimeters, I think, my water still hadn't broken. All they could do was either break it themselves physically or give me Pitocin. They gave me the two choices, like I was listening to them. Just do whatever is best, whatever is going to work. I ended up getting the Pitocin, and then another problem arose. I was not fully effaced, which is a problem because I can't start pushing until I'm 100% effaced. This is when, out of nowhere, my body completely took over, and you know that feeling you get when you involuntarily throw up? That violent upheaval? It was that feeling, but pushing down. This happens for the first time, and it's not a great feeling, and the doctor tells me, please stop what you're doing. I was not doing that on purpose, okay? So it happens again and again, and the doctor keeps telling me, please stop doing that, please try to stop, focus on not pushing. You can really hurt yourself, and you're just not ready to push. I seriously tried to stop myself, but every time that I had a contraction, my body just did it, and I had no power in stopping it. It was so strong that every time that I had the contraction, I felt water come out, and I thought that my water was breaking each time, but in reality, it was emptying out my bladder every single time that I had a contraction. I honestly don't know how I didn't lose my mind in that moment, because on top of all of the pain that I was feeling, I was now so anxious that I was hurting myself, hurting my baby. Not a fun time. So finally, my water breaks. Hallelujah, and I get the go-ahead to start pushing. My first few pushes were really lame, I'll be honest, because I had no idea what I was doing. I had never pushed out a baby before, like, sue me. But around the 7th push is when it starts getting real, because I focused everything that I had and I just pushed, and I got really positive feedback from the doctor saying that was a really good push, let's do that again. And so now I had something to focus on. I was able to recreate that, and 4 of those good pushes later, I hear the healthiest, loudest baby cry I have ever heard. My dear, sweet, perfect Romy Sophia was born on December 18th, 2019 at 7 p.m., weighing 7 pounds and 7 ounces and measuring at 21 inches long. It was the most glorious day of my life. My birth story is far from perfect. I made a lot of mistakes. I procrastinated. I changed my mind a million times. Even so, I would 10 out of 10 recommend it. I hope my imperfect story provides a little bit of relief and hopefully some encouragement to an expecting mom out there. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to change your mind. It's gonna happen. You just have to do the best that you can, and it's enough. Remember that all a baby really needs is food, a clean diaper, and lots and lots and lots of love. If you're doing that, you're doing great. Remember to give yourself a break because you deserve it. I really hope that you enjoyed my story, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.